Mic check one. Mic check one. Hot mic. Islam. Rise in the name of Allah, the great God of the universe, giving honor to all his true and divine prophets, giving honor to Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, Jonah, etc. Giving honor to the prophet of these days and times, Noble Drew Ali, Islam. Welcome to Temple Talk. I am your host, Grand Sheik, Divine Minister Romeo Joyner L. from the Moorish Science Temple of America, supporting the temple, number 7 of Rosedale, Maryland. Welcome to Temple Talk. As always, before I start, I'd like to give my disclaimer. And it's basically stating that the views and opinions of the viewers in the audience may not be consistent with the views and opinion of Grand Sheik Romeo Joyner L. However, Romeo Joyner L's commentaries, statements, and his facts, as presented with documentation, are consistent with the teachings of the Moorish Science Temple of America, specifically from Al Prophet these days and times, Noble Drew Ali. Welcome to Temple Talk. I would like to thank the supporters and ask them to like and subscribe to this podcast channel, wherever you are, and regardless of your belief system, we like you to support the channel. Like and subscribe to this channel. Episode number 14 will be, What is a Prophet? And the reason why I'm addressing this is because I was asked a question in my commentaries to do more commentaries on stuff as it relate to us as the Moorish Americans. And we have to make one thing known, that there are temples throughout the city of Baltimore, Maryland, one specifically here in Rosedale, Maryland, temple number 7. But we want to say to the ones who don't know what the Moorish Science Temple of America is about, we'll be glad to tell you. And it's an organization that will teach you about the true self, about your nature and your true identity. I'm going to start and ask that the subscribers and supporters continue to support us, because the whole purpose of this podcast is to give information and for information purposes only. It's not to start debate or controversy or to cause confusion, because we're about peace and we're about love. So I want to thank the Elder Moors for keeping the doors open so that the Moors behind them can come and learn the truth about themselves and know their true nationality and their divine creed of the ancient forefathers. I want to also say that this movement was for the young and the yet born. And our prophet said the old can come if they want to. But with that being said, I want to thank the Elder Moors for keeping the doors open. Now, some of the names that I'm going to mention, the older Moors that I know about, that I learned about in Baltimore City, some of the viewers might not be familiar with them, but there are people who will come after them who had the doors open for them, and they can teach you. I want to give honor to Timothy and Richardson Dingle L. I want to give honor to German R. Bay. I want to give honor to the Moors who were all over the city of Baltimore and East and West Baltimore that subordinate Temples 13. Some of them are still with us. Some of them have made their transition. However, I give honor to whom honor is due. I don't care about their past problems. I don't care about the petty irritations. I don't care about the divisions or the disputes. If Allah is their God and Drew Ali is their prophet, then I have no problem with them, and I will support anybody who has a free national name. So I want to begin and ask the question: what is a prophet? From what I was taught, and the more science of America, a prophet is the thought of Allah manifested in the flesh. And the duty of a prophet is to save nations from the wrath of Allah. So with that being said, I want to go to a reference that I chose to pick out that's going to back up what I just concluded and what I just said. And it's a book written by a brother by the name of Nathaniel Chambers L. And the name of the book is called The Moorish Holy Quran Commentaries. And I want to start with saying that I'm going to show you some information that's backing up what I said about a prophet. And we have to be careful because we'll get our biggest arguments from people that don't know a fraction of what we're speaking about or what they're talking about. So we're going to stick to references. And I'm going to start with the prophethood of Noble Drew Ali. On January 8th, 1886 AD, in the state of North Carolina, a prophet was born and sent to the descendants of Africa born in America. His name is Noble Drew Ali. Because there's been so much confusion and misunderstanding concerning the subject of prophethood, it would be wise for us to begin with the subject by asking the reason, or asking the question rather, who then is a prophet? Or more specifically, what is a prophet? What are the duties of a prophet and the mission of a prophet? And why is he chosen by God to do whatever he does? Now, this next paragraph is about the character of a prophet. The Hebrew word for prophet literally means one who is inspired by God. More profoundly, a prophet is a thought of Allah manifest in flesh. A prophet's duty is to save nations from the wrath of Allah. A prophet is one to whom Allah reveals his secrets and who cannot resist speaking of what he had received from Allah. A prophet is a spiritual leader commissioned by Allah to warn people of the perils of wickedness. He leads the way to true religion and gives guidance on moral issues. The proof that a prophet is blessed to foresee somewhat of wicked patterns of living is clear because time and again his prophecy and impending doom is fulfilled. Now, I want to say to some others, Muhammad was the seal of a prophet, and that's often misunderstood, and that's some bad thinking. The seal does not mean anything but to put approval on something that has come, that is real, and something that is substantiated as an existence. It don't mean that's the end of it, because we know that every nation on earth has a prophet, one that looks like them, one that will save them, one from among them. And one from among us was Prophet Noble Drew Ali. That's our prophet. Now, to others, they say Muhammad was a prophet. We don't say that he was. But in the Quran, it says Muhammad was not your father. And he had people that would come after him. They would claim to be prophets. That's where we get the divisions in the religion of Islam in the East. We get the Sunnis, the Shiites, when you get the Hanifs. Before the Prophet Muhammad died, he never appointed a successor. And as a resource, as a reason, or even as a result of him not appointing a successor, you came up with divisions. However, those divisions came from people who were in his family, from his tribe, and some of them were even enemies. So that was the division in the tribes of the Arab people. We have to know that as Moorish Americans, we are not Arabs. We do not have a dispute with Arabs. However, we do not allow them to tell us that the vanguards of the religion of Islam is them. It is not. They may be the custodians, the one who incorporated into their culture and incorporated into their religion, but that was a result of a lot of turmoil, confusion that exists to this day. So, a prophet is a thought of Allah manifest in flesh. And the duty of a prophet is to save nations from the wrath of Allah. So we're teaching our people their divine creed and their true religion, Islamism, which is a semblance of Islam, but not in the sense that it is incorporated into Arab culture. So we have to teach that to people who don't understand what Moorish Americans are teaching, because we're teaching us to be ourselves and not somebody else. We're teaching our people to be themselves and not somebody else. We're not Arabs. We don't take on their culture. And we're legitimate people. We exist just like they do. So when we have these conversations, we have to speak in an intelligent tone, and we'll get a favorable reply. So I want to say to the listeners and the viewing audience, if you get a chance, pick up this book. It's called The Moorish Holy Quran Commentaries, written by Brother Nathaniel Chambersell, and it's Moorish Vanguard publication. So you can get the book and you can read it for yourself. And if you can't get the book, visit the Moorish Science Temple of America. There are temples all over the city. Some of you seen the signs, might have been fearful, and or either leery go in. Go in. The brothers and sisters will receive you favorably. They are friendly. They will teach you things that you need to know about yourself. They will also encourage you to teach others once you're able to. Because as Moorish Americans, we're supposed to teach every time the opportunity presents itself. So this podcast is for teaching and educational purposes only. It is not to replace your meetings, because we have meetings here. We have a law and history class on each Thursday at 6 p.m., but we're telling you that your holy day is on Friday, because Friday is a holy day of rest for Muslims all over the world. Attend your temples. Listen to your grand sheikhs and your grand sheikhs. Pay your dues. Keep in line with all necessities. I'm not telling anybody to be rebellious. I'm not telling anybody to be argumentative. I'm not telling anybody to start confusion. I'm saying attend your meetings, keep in all line with necessities, stay away from arguments and debates. Our 5 principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So out of love, we teach our people, not to be the big eyes and the other ones that we teach the little U's. We want to desire the same thing for our people that we desire for ourselves. So I want to keep in mind, I want you to keep in mind one important thing. If you don't belong to a temple, visit one. Get some of the literature. Learn the truth about Noble Drew Ali. They're not going to teach this to you in school. They definitely are not going to teach it in college. They don't want you to know anything about this man's life, because in learning about his life, you're going to improve your life. You'll learn the truth about yourself because he's a direct connection to you. I want to ask the question, and this is not no disdain, there's not no contempt, but I want to ask the question. Has anybody ever thought why there are no photos and people not allowed to show portraits of Muhammad? You can see pictures of Drew Ali. You know when he was born. You know when he passed form, which means that he died. and you know where he lived, and you can see what he looked like. This man looked like you and I. Everybody else's prophets that they show them don't look like them. We've seen the European versions and images of Jesus. Jesus wasn't a European. He's from the Canaanite people. That's us. He was our people. We are his people. And in the Moorish Science Temple, they will teach you the truth as opposed to the falsehood, which means the lies, the deception, and the untruths. They will dispel all of that. And it won't take a long time. They can do that in one lesson. Out of Sunday school comes the goddess of your nation. People that are listening and not familiar with the Moorish Science Temple America, the MST of A, I will strongly encourage you to learn, because you'll learn law and history. You'll learn about true religion. You'll learn the truth about yourself. You will be you and not someone else. So, with that being said, if you have any questions about anything that you heard or seen in this podcast, put it in the comments. Give me a call. My number is 443-414-9443. If you want to attend this podcast, which we give on Thursday nights at 6 p.m., and you call me ahead of time, we will make arrangements for you to be a guest. You can present your questions. You can bring your facts. You can present your information and your resources. Because here at this temple, everybody matters. And we ought to desire the same thing for others that we do for ourselves. And I want to leave you with this thought. Until all of us are free, none of us are free. So we have to look to help ourselves and each other. Nobody's coming to save us. If you want to see the changes in the world, you have to be the change that you want to see. And with that said, I want to say to the listener audience, thank you for supporting Temple Talk, Islam, and peace.